Welcome to the Fantasy Football Healers program, a show that is Dynasty Fantasy Football, a show that is now infused by the FantasyHolics. That's the FantasyHolics.com. And you can also find them at FantasyHolics1 on Twitter X. You can find me, your host, Dustin, at FF Healers. You can find our co-host, Colton Palmer, at FF Captain 22 on Twitter X. Welcome back.
I'm back at home, too. Not at work today, so my boss caught me slacking off. That's what happened.
You got to get back to work. No!
What are you doing? Talking about football. He'd actually probably jump right in with us. He'd be like, pull up a seat next to me. He'd be going to town with us. Might have some better takes than me, maybe. He wouldn't have said Anthony Richardson was a good pick.
A couple years back?
Yeah.
Or this year, Colton, or this year.
There's still time.
We were just early. You're just early.
Hey, my take still stands on why can't I think of it? Oh, Caleb Johnson. But never wrong. Maybe just too early. We'll see. We'll find out.
He's been running with the starters.
He's been running. I don't know with the starters, but he's been running.
At least he's been on the field, Colton, because he was not on the field last year.
Let's hopefully he can see the field this year.
Yeah, but he still has Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers did come back with the Steelers.
Are we just diving right in?
Well, not. I don't know if that's old news or new news. I didn't have that written down because I thought we talked about that already.
I think we did.
Is it news to you, Colton?
Well, my
Wait a minute. Breaking news, Colton. Aaron Rodgers is now signed for his last season with the Steelers.
Well, it's kind of like Aaron Rodgers. It's old news.
Hey. Okay. You got me.
I was ready for it. I was ready.
I can never find it.
That's a good one, Dad.
We're gonna have to get it like bright red.
Have it, it's in the top right-hand corner, Colton.
Turn
top
it
right-hand
bright
corner.
red.
It's right next to news.
Making it red.
How do I miss it?
Can't find it. I don't know.
All right, but there has been a lot of news over the last 2 weeks since we've been away. Let's start with the A.J. Brown trade, a trade that is no surprise to anybody because they had talked about it before the NFL draft, but now it actually came to fruition. The Patriots sent over a 2027 first-round pick and a 2027 fifth-round pick and a 2028 first-round pick for A.J. Brown.
And what a trade. I mean, for honestly both teams. It's a trade that helps truly both teams there. The Eagles GM, man.
It helps the Eagles?
I think it does. I mean, because last year we saw this offense be just fine. You know, they were winning games. They were playing well. Devonta Smith was cooking, you know, and then A.J. Brown decides to go and do what A.J. Brown does, becomes a diva, says, I want the ball, give me the ball, I want the ball. That's when they started losing. And honestly, man, it's just, I think it works for both teams. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
My goodness.
I think a more interesting trade was a trade that happened earlier this week that caught the league and fantasy football players and NFL fans alike. This trade with Myles Garrett was insane. The Rams ended up trading Jared Verse, a 27 first, a 28 second, and a 29 third for Myles Garrett, making the Rams the leader for a potential Super Bowl champion run.
Yeah, you know, when the Cleveland Browns promised Myles Garrett his Super Bowl winning quarterback, ended up being Kenneth Pickett, he was done. You know, he's like, this is fake news, guys. Come on, what are we doing here? And so, yeah, I mean, just write the Rams in for the Super Bowl now, because that's absolute insanity what they've built. Their defense was already top tier. Just adding Myles Garrett to it, look out. And and let's add the other news. Aaron Donald.
Rumor
said,
mill.
Hey, I'll come back and play with Myles Garrett. Now he is much older and not in football shape anymore, but it'd be fun to see those two on the field together.
I think he's only been out of the league though for a couple years, and Aaron Donald. But what a haul for the Browns to get. I think this is exactly what the Browns needed. Jared Verse, a very good player, and then they get a first, a second, and a third in consecutive years for a guy that they already had overpaid in Myles Garrett on a team that's not going anywhere. Like, this really helps both teams. But as far as like fantasy football goes, what do you think? How does that impact the Rams with attaining Myles Garrett?
I mean, I don't know how much it truly affects them in terms of fantasy football. They already had an elite defense. So it's not like we're concerned about, this defense is too, like the Browns, or this defense is so good, it's just going to, not matter because the offense won't have to play as well. They're still going to score points. They're still going to move the ball. It doesn't scare me off any of the Rams' offensive assets at all, just because, I mean, they were already a good defense. So it's just, sure, they added in another top-tier guy, but it doesn't change it for me.
I feel like it boosts the running backs just a little bit. Just because it's kind of the old school thought process. You got a good defense. You're going to run the ball, run the clock out, maybe not put as much on Stafford's osteoarthritis back.
Is it Blake Corum buying season?
Hasn't it always been? Like, for the last, 2 years? He's been just nipping at the heels of Kyron Williams. And he's shown to almost have like a 50-50 split between them last year.
Yeah, I mean, very well could. You could be right. You're making me look through this through a different lens, and I've got Blake Corum in a very running back needing team right now, and I'm a little bit more excited now that you said that.
I do have – so I listened to Good Morning Football this morning, and they were doing some Myles Garrett trivia. So I thought I would say some of the trivia here for the viewers to kind of listen to, if that's all right. So I am renewing some of the trivia from Good Morning Football. It's a show on NFL Network. You guys can watch that, listen to it. It's fine. But Myles Garrett, he has sacks against 27 NFL franchises. Name a team, not including the Browns, that he has never recorded a sack against. So there's 4 teams excluding the Browns. Just name one that he has not recorded a sack against.
The Rams?
That's not correct.
Oh, okay.
The correct answer is the Eagles, Saints, Falcons, and Lions. And I believe he plays against the Eagles this year.
Incredible.
I got 2 more. Which running back has Myles Garrett tackled the most in his career?
I don't even Jalen Warren. I am trying to think of somebody in their division. I
mean, you're on the right team. Wrong running back.
Najee Harris. Okay, I was thinking of like right now players on that team, but yeah, Najee Harris. Okay.
Yep. And last question I got for you: which quarterback was most sacked by Myles Garrett?
Joe Burrow.
That's exactly correct.
Yeah!
He's got one.
Nobody is more excited than Joe Burrow right now.
Got it. Kind of wimpy applause.
It was weak, but that's okay.
It was gone.
I mean, we can talk about that implication of Myles Garrett being gone and the fact that, that opens it up a little bit more there for that AFC division. I mean, the Bengals get a little bit of heat off of them. The Steelers.
Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah. I mean, Aaron Rodgers gets a little bit of heat off of them. I mean, that's huge for that division there. I mean, Lamar Jackson won't have to run for his life maybe as much when he's facing the Browns. So, I mean, definitely some bigger implications upon other teams for sure.
Exactly. A couple of wide receivers just got a big bag of cash this week. And we'll start with the biggest. Drake London, 4-year extension worth $141 million. So the Falcons, they're paying their wide receiver one. They don't have anything else as far as wide receivers. They still don't know who their quarterback is going to be week one either between Tua and Penix, but they're locking in their number one receiver in London. What do you think about that?
I mean, you can't blame him either. He's the only thing they have there in terms as a reliable, consistent pass catcher. When he is healthy, he is out there doing some work. I mean, that's been the big thing of his career is, healthy and also a quarterback of consequence as well. So, I mean, you got to pay your players at some point, and so good for them just jumping on it early and getting Drake London paid here. In terms of being a Drake London owner, I'm indifferent about it. I don't have any Drake London shares, but I mean, would I have liked to see him get a chance somewhere else? Maybe, but at the same time, it usually works best if they remain on their home team, but it's just tough with the quarterback under question.
Yeah. Grass isn't always greener on the other side, but they definitely need to figure out their quarterback situation. In fact, I ended up writing an article about the Falcons. It's on the FantasyHolics.com website. Just click on the right-hand screen, go all the way down to articles. You can read about the dysfunctional Atlanta Falcons and kind of the processes that they've gone through over the last 3 years.
The Falcons, what an organization, man. I tell you. Just what are they doing? They drafted like what? Number 8 3 years in a row or something silly. Just
I think London and Pitts and Penix.
I was gonna say London, Pitts, Penix. No, it was Pitts has been in the league.
It was
forever,
Pitts first, and then London, and then it was Penix.
Yeah, it's just wild, man.
A couple wild things happened with the Packers. Let's start with Christian Watson getting a 4-year, $110.5 million contract with a $31 million signing bonus. Has this guy done anything for the Packers yet? How is he getting the bag?
I do not understand this argument. The fantasy
argument like that about him not doing anything.
The FantasyHolics group chat was just blowing up with this, and I do.
I may have led the charge on that one.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure you did. I didn't read every single little bits and piece, but that doesn't shock me at all. But I mean, one of the things I kept seeing pop across my screen is like, oh, we got the Alec Pierce bag. I'm like, Christian Watson is much better and skilled and talented and has more potential than Alec Pierce and got the same money. And I completely agree. Like if Alec Pierce is getting that money, Christian Watson absolutely deserves it because at least with Christian Watson, he has the potential to be the one for this team. Alec Pierce has a 0% chance of being a one for his team. He is purely and solely a down the field stretcher where Christian Watson has ball skill, and he can, if you get the ball in his hands, he's electric. He is a very good player. His big thing has been his health. His ticket is his health, and he came back. He had the hamstring issue 2 years ago, came back, looked good, tore his ACL. Health, comes back last year. At the end of the year, he was cooking. I mean, his last few games, he was absolutely winning people games, like fantasy. And so like he was showing, I think, that he has the potential to be what the Packers need him to be, and so the people that are saying, oh, he got the Alec Pierce money. I'm like, Alec Pierce got the Christian Watson money, I think. I was like, for doing less. So, but that's just my argument for it. Pierce, yes, he does have the better, stat record, but that's because Christian Watson's maybe played half the games, which I guess could be your argument. But
availability is an ability, and that Christian Watson hasn't really shown any good health. But if you're going to pick a year for Christian Watson, would it not be this year for him to break out? He's getting the bag of money. He's lost target competition with Dobbs being gone now, with Wicks being gone. Reed did get his contract extended as well, but Kraft isn't all the way fully healthy either. And out of all the wide receivers, Kraft seemed like he was the number one target last year until he got injured. But once he was injured, I think that's when Christian Watson started to, pay it forward.
Yeah, and I mean, I honestly do have a couple shares of Christian Watson, and I almost wish they would have just not paid him yet. So he had to it was like a prove it thing. Like I've got to work real hard in order to get the bag. So, that contract year bump where you're trying to prove that you deserve money. So, but they did the right thing by their player and they paid him.
Yeah, I got him on an orphan team, and I tried selling him, and nobody seemed like they wanted Christian Watson, not at all. And so I'm holding on to him, and I'm just going to let it ride and see what happens this year on that team, and just kind of hope for the best. But we do have to talk about this.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
Josh Jacobs was arrested for 5 counts of domestic charges. And we don't know what's going to happen with Josh Jacobs as of right now. Doesn't sound like any charges were really officially ticketed for him, which is unbelievable. There was strangulation amongst other things that that he was being charged for, but they must have just said, "Oh, he's a Green Bay Packer. We need to maybe step back a little bit." And somebody ended up stepping in, I think, and it doesn't sound like anything's going to come of it. It just sounded like it was a lot of negative feedback about Josh Jacobs. All these 5 counts of domestic violence, and he doesn't sound like he's even getting a slap on the wrist.
Yeah, I mean, it happened in Wisconsin, and what do they have there besides beer and the Green Bay Packers, man?
Cheese.
Lakes. You got lakes.
Minnesota's the land of lakes.
Yeah.
10,000 lakes.
Yeah, I mean, so I get it, but yeah, that's just wild when the news came out about how no charges have been formally filed. I was like, I read strangulation. I'm like, at some point we gotta put something if there's strangulation involved. That's
why is strangulation always one of the domestic violence charges that we're hearing from the NFL players? It's always one of them.
It's pretty personal. That's that's wild to me.
You can see bruises when it comes to strangulation.
Yeah. I mean, Marshawn Lloyd's cell window was open for 10 minutes. And then everybody remembered that Marshawn Lloyd has been in the league for 2 years and hasn't played in the league in 2 years.
Yeah. Did you scrap around to get a Chris Brooks share or a Damian Martinez share?
No, I went and looked at my sleeper app. And did you just hear my child yell into the mic? Yeah, it's a fun time.
Is he catching you with a Chris Brooks share?
But yeah, he's yelling at me for trying to get Chris Brooks. He heard you say that, and he's like, "No, don't do it." No, because I went and looked at my sleeper, and guess who has Marshawn Lloyd 100% across all leagues?
You.
This guy.
That guy right there.
This guy right here. Ain't nobody getting Marshawn Lloyd in my leagues because I already got him. I was excited about him 2 years ago, and I've just let that excitement just ride. And this was the height. This was the ultimate high, is to get that 5 seconds of, whoo, he might be worth something. And then it went away.
Very quickly.
Very quickly. So.
And I would argue that they probably didn't even have the next guy up on the team yet, because they have guys like Trey Benson that might be available for trade. James Conner, both of which are on the Cardinals currently. The head coach of the Packers. Guess what? His brother is the head coach for the Cardinals, so that could be an easy trade. Got Joe Mixon, who knows if he'll ever play football again. Najee Harris, Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, Miles Sanders, Alexander Madison, I heard kind of in there. And then the one that I thought was maybe more noteworthy was Kamara. He's not at OTAs for the Saints right now, and he's working with an independent trainer. And it's noteworthy that the general manager doesn't even know how he fits on the current roster for the Saints. And I was wondering if maybe he could have maybe been moved to the Packers as a possibility.
I mean, there's lots of options. Nobody's going to take over the Josh Jacobs role, though. I mean, he was their workhorse. He was their offense. He was their identity. So then there's still possibility that this doesn't even honestly come of anything.
Not this year.
If there's charges filed or anything, what is the NFL going to do? Just say, hey, we heard something. I mean, yes, technically that falls within their jurisdiction for the NFL rules and how it looks bad upon the NFL. So they can do something, but they're going to do an investigation. I mean, we saw the Rashee Rice thing get pushed out for 2 years. This absolutely could be, Josh Jacobs, Rashi Rice's this thing, pushes it out 2 years. He's 30 years old anyways, and nobody cares anymore for fantasy. So that very well could be the possibility of what this situation is. So hopefully,
unless there's video that's leaked, he's going to be playing football this year, it looks like.
Precisely.
Yep. And if anyone's worried about it, this is your buying window for Josh Jacobs.
No kidding. Yeah, if you went and bought him when this news came out, you're a horrible person, but also smart move. I like people that strangle. Give me that guy.
That's the guy. He's going to choke my league mates out of this year's competition. Kenyon Sadiq, did you hear about this? He had a hernia surgery, and he's expected back for training camp, but he had a core muscle surgery. He's missing practice on his rookie deal. It's a big deal, but even if the Jets suddenly knew about this hernia prior to drafting him, this doesn't feel good if you're a Sadiq owner.
We're talking about practice. Man. Yeah, it's just
a ton of practice, and for a rookie, that's a big deal.
Oh, and that's the thing I was going to point out. We see these. I mean, it's hard for a seasoned veteran to miss these training camps and practices and everything prior to the season. When we see guys hold out all year, up into the actual season, we see them have a very, very slow start. Now, imagine coming in knowing absolutely nothing about the NFL, and you're a rookie, and you're missing all these vital practices, training camps, and training and everything. I mean, it's just going to be an even slower start, which to a person that we weren't even high on to begin with. So, I mean, it just makes me even more excited that I went 0 shares for Sadiq.
I also went 0 shares. I do have a few Stowers, though.
I mean, that's exciting.
Which
still
a little more exciting. And now we see A.J. Brown. Bye-bye. Gone. We didn't even talk about that. How does that affect the Eagles' offense? You said that it was beneficial.
We skipped right over it.
Now you got Devonta Smith, and we got Goddard, and the Stowers now. Does he get in there? And Lemon, they're gonna make lemonade.
Yeah, I think during that part is the portion that my child was almost screaming in my ear because he had my toolkit out, and so I think that's why the Patriots stuff got skipped. I was just making sure no children were injured in the process.
Mom,
oh, yeah.
mommy, mom.
Oh, you heard that, huh? Have children, listeners. They're awesome. We love them.
Talk about injuries, though. Has there been any team this offseason that's had it worse than the Giants? I mean, Scadaboo, he's still coming back from his season-ending injury and surgery. And we don't know if, is he going to be ready for the start of the season or not? He's a tough-nosed guy, but we don't know if he's going to be available. Malik Neighbors has a second surgery to clean up his knee. Then you've got Slayton. He is recovering from a sports hernia. Gunnar Olszewski, he's a wide receiver, I guess, with the Giants, torn Achilles. They had to do tryouts.
You don't know Gunnar?
Signing, I don't know Gunnar. I do not know Gunnar.
I believe he came from the Rams. I think he's on the Rams at one point, if I remember correctly. I'm going to look it up.
Not the type of guy that I'm drafting. But nonetheless, they had tryouts this past Monday, and they end up signing the dustiest wide receivers I've seen in a long time. Juju Smith-Schuster, Odell Beckham, Braxton Berrios are now all New York Giants wide receivers.
Braxton Berrios, man. How that man had, incredible.
Remember when Zach was, all about Braxton Berrios when the Patriots had him?
Yes. Yeah, and it's Gunnar Olszewski. I actually had a teacher. I had a teacher in grade school. Her last name was Olszewski. That's why the only reason I knew that. But, yeah.
That's what she said.
Came from New England. That's what it was. New England.
Braxton Berrios, Gunnar, worlds are colliding.
Same, but different. Same.
I don't know what the Giants are doing
I
here.
mean-
I don't know
I
what
mean-
the Giants are doing. I mean, are they just completely just trashing this year?
Honestly,
Is this not?
does Malik Neighbors have a leg left? I don't know. It's just that's the most wildest like thing that's
I think
happening.
he just wants out.
I don't know. I don't think so. But I mean, bringing in a big name like John Harbaugh, you would think that he's like all about it. But it's just at the same time, man. It's just how did they not know how poorly this man's recovery is going to where they are panic buying OBJ and Juju Smith-Schuster? Like, what is like they have
Braxton
to-
Berrios. Don't
Braxton-
forget Braxton.
Stop bringing his name up. I don't care.
Likely, there's Theo
Darnell
Johnson
Mooney.
still on the team.
Stop dissing my boy Darnell Mooney, would you? Love of God, he's on the team.
Oh, I forgot he's on the team. Is he healthy? I don't know if he's healthy either, Colton.
Talk about a man that can't stay healthy as well. Wide receiver 1, Darnell Mooney. I mean, honestly, though, it's just like they had to have known it wasn't going well, but apparently not. And now they're just like panic, pure panic.
And it still sounds like, even with all this trouble, people can't wait to draft Jackson Dart. I'm hearing him getting drafted at the end of the second round in Dynasty startups for Superflex. Insane.
Dynasty, I understand. Redraft, I will be keeping my hand.
I don't.
on that.
He hasn't shown it yet.
I think he's shown enough to where there is at least potential, and the hype behind it at least was shown. You know, he was running the ball, he was rushing, he made great plays with even. I mean, last year, tell who was his wide receiver of consequence last year?
Wando Robinson.
Okay. Oh, I'm not scared if I'm on the other team and Wandale Robinson is your wide receiver 1.
Theo Johnson. He targeted Theo Johnson a lot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like a ragtag team, and he still was able to at least get things done. Am I saying
How many times was he taking? How many times did he like get taken out and get evaluated for concussions and head trauma?
that
Like
just
it's
gives me-
turning into like an accelerated Tua.
maybe this year will give him a year to learn to where he won't have to do that. But I mean, I think there's still. I will not be touching
All
him
the
right
dusty
now.
players.
Or like if I'm a contender, I'll try to be like living off the hype of people buying them to get something else. But like Dynasty, if you're going for the longer term build, I think it'll end up panning out because New York loves him. I think, and he runs enough. He has the superpower that does like for fantasy football with the rushing. And I mean, yeah, he's not afraid to get the extra yards. So sure, it might be a 2-year window you got with him in a couple next year, but like starting next year. But I mean, I do understand at least getting him higher in Dynasty, not redraft.
Sometimes you just gotta call your shot, man.
Sometimes. Oh my goodness, we got to get to running backs, dude.
I know. One last thing here is Russell Wilson now is becoming a sports analyst and he's retired from football.
Thank you for
I said
such
good
a
day.
wonderful career, Russell. We appreciate your Seattle days and nothing more. Yes, I mean
Well
that's
said.
yes.
It's coming from a guy that lived in Denver with the Broncos
Yes.
during the Let It Ride era.
Many friends were Broncos fans, and some were so hyped and then so let down. And I love to see them just get absolutely crushed.
Talking about crushes, let's get to our running backs. We're going to go through the dynasty rankings for the running backs, the guys you love, the guys we love, and we're going to compare it with the FantasyHolics running backs also that you can view right now on Facebook, their FantasyHolics Facebook page. It's great. You can find articles like the one I ended up writing not too long ago, and then you can also find some of the rankings. And let's just pull it up here, Colton. We've got their rankings up. And their first running back is Bijan Robinson, and then their number 2 was Gibbs. And I got to say, I mean, ours were both Gibbs and then Bijan. What was the reasoning for you having Gibbs over Bijan?
Preference. I like the fact that Gibbs Gibbs is a guy that's just absolutely electric. He's a lot of fun to watch, and he can absolutely crank out like 80-yard touchdowns and go absolutely bonkers any single play. And we haven't seen him be without David Montgomery. There was always the Knuckles and Sonic, and now that he is the true workhorse with only person of consequence behind him is Isaiah Pacheco. They're not taking Gibbs off the field for just Pacheco. It's not happening. David Montgomery is a good running back, so I understood why they did that to save him. But now it is the Jahmyr Gibbs show, and I'm just excited to see how much higher this can go. Don't get me wrong; you're not wrong picking Bijan nor Gibbs. Bijan is incredible too, and I can say even greater things about him possibly than I do Gibbs. It's just Gibbs is super electric in my opinion.
Well, and we go back to the dysfunctional teams also, and the Falcons are one of the most dysfunctional teams in the NFL. And then you've got the Gibbs, who is on a team that's still trying to get to the Super Bowl also. In the Lions, they have a very good team, less target and carry competition, as you said. And, by the way, the Lions have like the easiest schedule in the NFL this year compared to the Falcons are right in the middle of the pack.
Getting that fourth place in the division is so sweet.
Well, then you get a division like the Falcons where like they're all kind of tied at the bottom.
They're all tied at the bottom. I mean, I will say though, Gibbs does have, you say a tough or the weakest schedule, but the North, man, it's a scary division, and everyone keeps putting it out there, pretty much the power rankings for the division. And everywhere I'm seeing is NFC North is like the top, like hardest division to play in right now because they're all just good. I mean, like there's not like you don't have a team in there that is like the Rams where it's like this guy's a superstar and gonna pummel everybody. It's literally they're all a very level of just good. And so it is tough, but at the same time.
But Gibbs can catch the ball. He can run the ball. He's electric. He only just needs to touch the ball, and then he's, off to the races. Like, he's super electric. Bijan can do it too. But, he's got, I would say, a better running back to compete with in Brian Robinson because he's at least been healthy over the years, and he hasn't had a torn Achilles or a broken leg or anything major. And by the way, he just came from the 49ers, and we've seen other players come from the 49ers, go to other teams and become successful. So I feel like there's just a little bit more competition with Bijan Robinson, and I don't think they're going to have the scoring opportunities like the Lions will.
Yeah. Either way, can't go wrong. We will move on.
Yep. So we all have different number threes. Let's hear your number three here first.
My number three is my love. The early 2000s rapper Amarion Hampton. I love him. And, people were down on him last year. He got injured. I think he showed enough to where I am super stoked. This team is only getting better. I think this offense is going to be high-powered. They beefed up the line even more. Their young line that they got even last year is now another year experienced. So I'm excited for Amarion Hampton. I think he can be an every down guy. There's nobody behind him of consequence. People are super stoked about Keaton Mitchell. I don't get that. It's just wild to me.
He's electric too.
He's the new Kamani of the doll, though. It's just literally like people are like, Keaton Mitchell is it. I'm like, you're so just stop. But anyways, Amarion Hampton, I think we're gonna see him really rise up the boards this year as he gets to work if he can stay healthy, especially with an offensive mind. Why can't I think of his name? McDaniel. Sorry.
Daniel.
Like McDaniel coming into town. So.
Yep, and I had Hampton at number 5. The Holics had him at number 7. I do have some concerns about his health. Like, is he healthy now? I'm not sure. I haven't seen any videos of him running, so I feel like there is a little bit of risk with him, but he's definitely a guy that I want in Dynasty. And you kept saying the word love over and over again. And I thought you were like switching places with me here for a second because my number 3 is actually Jeremiah Love. And yes, it's a dysfunctional family there with the Cardinals. It is very dysfunctional, but I think I like the talent in Jeremiah Love. Just that much more. I feel like there's less question marks on the talent for Love compared to a guy like Hampton, and that's why I had him 2 spots ahead of him, and then right between them I have smack dab there that Devon Achane, a guy that I've never really had on any of my teams because I was always worried about like the slight figure, and he's proven me wrong year over year with the Dolphins, and he's the number 3 for the Holics.
The real question is, though, like Cher put it, do you believe in life after love?
I don't have a sounder for that, but I may have to add one 35 minutes in.
Add it on the spot, man. Add it. Cut that out. Yeah, I mean, people are going nuts about Devon Achane. I've got him down at 8, man, because I'm scared. I'm scared of the Dolphins. They just extended him. He's going to get the bag. He's a slight player. They have no receiving options. I am terrified that this is the year Devon Achane gets snapped like a toothpick. Like, they're going to run this poor man at the ground. Like, and it's not going to be fair. I'm terrified. And that is the only reason I have him at 8. I understand why people have him higher. I am just living on the edge. Like, Aerosmith, man, I'm just hitting all the quotes today.
In Dynasty, then, which running back do you want behind Achane of the Dolphins?
I mean, we're going to come back to my guy, Ollie Gordon, the third, man. A bigger bruiser back. I loved him. You know, he won the award in college for best running back in his sophomore year. Couldn't come out for the pros. So I like him. I think he could actually do really well. He catches the ball. He's elusive. So that would be who I'd take behind him.
All right, let's hear your 5 through 10.
All right, 5 through 10. I've got at number 5, Ashton Genty. Oh, sorry, Jeremiah Love was my 4. I didn't actually add that in, but Jeremiah Love's 4. 5 is Ashton Genty. 6, Jonathan Taylor. 7, Breece Hall. 8, Devon Achane. 9, Kenneth Walker. And 10, James Cook.
And I would go Hampton as my 5. I had Judkins as 6. Jonathan Taylor at 7. This one was tough for me between the 8 and 9, between Kenneth Walker and Breece Hall. And ultimately, I went with Walker over Hall because this year I feel like he's going to be the guy with Kansas City, and he's going to be able to tote the ball. Genty I have down here at 10. I'm not a Genty guy. I know that you and the Holics are pretty high on him, but still at 10, still has him as an RB1. And then I have Chase Brown at my number 11.
Well, we know you're not a Genty fan. I mean, I'm surprised sitting there at 10 isn't Mike. Okay, what's his name? I can't even remember his name. That's just what I love so much. Where's he at? He's got to be at least in your top 3. He's got to be.
You're talking about Mike Washington. I got him down at 36. I'm not only a couple spots higher than you. I feel like I want to move him up that much more, but I've got some other guys that I feel like have a little bit more fantasy value based on the streets. But he's a guy that I would be fine, drafting ahead of some of those guys.
Yeah, I mean, as you see, like our top 10 are quite similar, just guys shifted around here and there based on preference. I mean, you snuck Quinshon Judkins into the top 10, which I love because I honestly, I went back and forth. I've got him at number 11, so he was just so close to breaking my top 10. But
number 6.
What makes you put him at 6?
He's got the youth behind him. He proved that he could play when he didn't even have hardly looked at the playbook with the Browns. He looked explosive. He could catch the ball. I feel like the Browns are starting to figure out maybe how to build a team, and they're looking to maybe have one more real trash year this year. But they're doing the right things with trading their higher costing assets. They're getting more picks in now. Do they draft the right players? That's going to be the question. And can they finally get a quarterback in that's going to lead this team in 2027? I don't think that the starting quarterback is on their team right now, but they need to use with what they got in order to lose a bunch of games, so that way they can get the guy that they need for next year. Yeah, they're building the foundation.
I like that. And Quinshon Judkins, and I just want to touch on that real quick, is the fact that I think he's still an asset you can buy, because he did show enough to where I don't dislike your number 6 spot for him. I also don't dislike my number 11 spot for him. So that means they're with the discrepancy. I mean, there's a buying window because if you can find the guy that's like, I liked him, but I'd be willing to move off of him, and you're a true believer, like you've got him up at 6, that is the window to go and buy. And right now is your opportunity with, the rumors. I mean, the Browns are just sold Myles Garrett. They're really just trying to tank the season, and people are like, I got to get off of Judkins. Just because
They
of
got
that.
Jared Verse.
They did.
Jared Verse he's a fantastic player.
Also good, but it's just he's not Myles Garrett. But so it's like, they're just looking to the future. If somebody like
They sold at the top.
Yeah, if someone like a contender has Judkins or something, you can go and offer them a little something. You might be able to convince somebody to move off of them.
I mean, there's just a laundry list of these running backs right now, and I think a lot of it is because there's only just a handful of guys that are technically like the workhorse for their team. All these NFL teams have started to go towards committees, and we're continuing to hear that. And I think that's why this list continues to kind of grow, like who could be in the top 12, who could be in the top 20. There's just a lot of running backs out there right now. It's finally kind of filled back in.
Yeah, I mean, that's great news for Dynasty because it's getting ugly out there, man.
It was getting hairy.
Yeah. Should we go on to our next 5?
Yeah.
All right. Well, like I said, my number 11 was Quinshawn Judkins. Number 12, Travis Achan. That's going to take a minute to get used to. That's not spelled right. He's a liar.
Hashtag never. Hashtag never.
Liar. Travis Etienne, 13.
What's more clicks?
13 is Christian McCaffrey. 14 is Travion Henderson. And 15 is the Cam Scatterboo.
Scatterboo's at 15. I want to see how far I got Scat down.
Oh,
I got Scatterboo down at pick 20, or net number 22.
I mean, I am higher than consensus, I believe, but you're doing my boy dirty.
Well, can we look? Can we see where the Holics have him? Can we see? Do the Holics have him in their top 30? There he is, Scatterboo 23. Hey, I'm one up over the Holics.
You dirty dogs.
I gotta say, I have him there because I have concerns of his injury. He's already 25, Colton. He's already past the age apex at the running back position. He's had 1 year in the NFL, and he's fun to watch, but he's not going to last long in this league, and that's not a player that I'm aiming for in a dynasty startup.
Dynasty startup, I'm going to be a little bit more scared to click that button at 15. But if we're talking
I'm going to be concerned to have him this year.
If I'm in my 2 to 3 year window, man, especially next year, man. If we're talking,
how many opportunities are the Giants going to have this year to score touchdowns when they have all these dusty wide receivers? And we don't know if Cam is even going to be back at the start of the season. The only running back I really want is Tyrone Tracy on this team.
Reports are definitely positive on Cam Scatterboo and his return. The reports are he's been out there and working. So, I mean, they're going to have to rely on him too, which is my big thing. Who else do they have at this point on this team as an offensive?
The kid's just. I mean, Cam Scatterboo. All he does is he just chews nails up. He's just a tougher than nails type of guy.
And
he doesn't care if he has any pain at all. I mean, he breaks his ankle, his foot's turned all the way around and whatnot, and he probably looked over at the coach and he's like, "Hey, coach, I'll go in the next play."
Yeah, he tried to put it back. He tried to put it back in. Just a crazy man. That's
knocking his head into walls.
That's the kind of guy I want on my team. Honestly.
Telling us how to eat tacos.
It's not the guy that I want to face. That's for sure. If that guy would have been on the opposite team when I was in high school, I've been like, score, dude. I'm not even messing with that. You're crazy.
He's a tough kid for sure. My 11, I have Chase Brown. I think he's a guy that's going to get all the touches that he can imagine again with the Bengals. He's a guy I underrated when he first came out because he just didn't look like the type of running back that, is a starter for a team. And then all of a sudden injuries happen and the Bengals found, that guy under the rock that can hold on to the ball and do everything that they want him to do. Travion Henderson, I have such high hopes for, but the dude better get off the pot. He better shit or get off the pot, because I have him all the way up here at 12, and I have concerns with Henderson because he keeps getting outplayed by other players on his team. And then I got James Cook. I think he's starting to fade. Jadarian Price, I have him here at 14, but you know what? It's pretty scary. I'm not excited. And then Tootin at number 15, I have that's pretty scary to have him up there too. I mean, he's been kind of a flash in the pan with the Jaguars last year, but this is his year. It's like a put up or shut up. Because I mean, he could be a guy that we should be selling right now because he's got that kind of that highest point. There's been so much hype around him. I'm afraid to miss out on the action if he actually is the guy, but I'm going to be screwed if I didn't sell him ahead of time. What do you think about Tootin?
I kind of have to right now, but I don't think our listeners want to hear that. Yes, precise. Man, what a scary range of running back. Like right now, your next 5 are like the running backs that are like, yeah, they could. Or
there's a lot of question marks.
Next year they could also be gone. Like, I mean, Chase Brown, like you said it perfectly that this year I think he's going to be good. Like he's my number 10 for contender or redraft, but I've got him at 17 in Dynasty because at any point the Bengals could be like, you know what? We need an actually good running back, not someone that just gets the job done. I know there's people that are big believers in Chase Brown, and I just haven't liked him. I have not liked him. I think his success rides on the fact that everybody's terrified of T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. I mean, we saw that happen last year. Chase Brown was garbage for the first half of the year, and everybody was like, well, their quarterback can't throw the ball to Jamar Chase or T. Higgins, so all we have to do is stop this guy? Awesome. They did it. Then they go out and get old Joe, and then Joe Burrow returns. So the two Joes revitalize Chase Brown's career because everybody's like, oh, crap, we got to guard Jamar Chase and T. Higgins again, and it opens up the backfield. Chase Brown is a guy that he gets the job done if he gets what's there. He's not going to get you anything more, anything better. He's just going to kind of get the job done, which, sure, that is great at, to a certain point. But at some point, the Bengals can look at this backfield and go, let's get a running back that's, going to scare them, and we can even open up our passing game more. So that's just my fear on Chase Brown, and I just live with that fear on him and don't want to invest in Dynasty because of it.
So here's somebody I've got a good question on here, and the Holics have him here at 21, and that's Bucky Irving. What are you doing with Bucky Irving this year? It just seems really kind of scary, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you also have him, it looks like, I'll just spoil it now, at 21. I have him at 18 because of what he showed two years ago, his rookie season. He was electric. He took the job, like, just straight up from a team that really loved Rachaad White. They loved that guy, and he just straight up was like, I'm the better back, and took the job. Last year, his injuries, and then there's more news about his shoulder, and he's not there at training camp or anything yet, so he's still recovering from this injury. They've got Sean Tucker. They invested in Kenneth Gainwell, who does the same thing Bucky Irving does in pass catching. So it's just, I am definitely scared. I'm definitely puckering the cheeks a little bit. If I have no shares of Bucky, fortunately, so I don't have to make this decision. But you're riding off of hype right now, and a hype that could absolutely also disappear in a year. I mean, we're talking about the scary zone in Dynasty football right here. Is like the
assets, the guys that have proven themselves, the guys that have been injured, and you've got the hopes, and you've got the guys that that have the invested draft capital with, but are they still the guy or aren't they the guy?
It's just a scary time.
So, I mean, these are your committee guys. These are if you're competing, you want the older guys. And if you're not, then maybe you should be selling some of these guys like a Barkley, like a CMC, like a Javonte Williams, like a Derrick Henry. I mean, these are Swift, a Dowdle, even a Dowdle, it's like, what do you do with him in Dynasty with the Steelers?
Yeah. I mean, I'll just do my next 5 since we're talking about it. But at 16, I've got Kyron Williams, 17, Chase Brown, 18, Bucky Irving, 19, Jadarian Price, and 20, I've got Saquon. So, I mean, you hit it right there. Just guys that are like big question marks on, are they the guy for next year? I mean, this year I think they got it, but next year, oh, and then yeah, the older team where you're just like, oh boy, they could fall off at any point this year. And if not this year, the chances only get higher for them falling off next year. So that's where you run into after the top 10, honestly. You start getting into the more questionable scaries zone, and you know,
I've already seen Saquon Barkley kind of hit a wall last year. I mean, when you had him, you didn't feel that excited to play him because he just wasn't giving you the points that you were looking for that you're so used to getting from him. Christian McCaffrey, like their whole team basically sacrificed themselves in order for Christian McCaffrey to have the year that he had with the 49ers. Kyron Williams, you've already said it. Blake Corum, he's already been just jumping at the heels of Kyron, and Kyron, sure, he's been paid, but like it seems like it's 50-50 split. Travis Etienne or HN, he finds himself in a new situation with the Saints, kind of an exciting team to see kind of what they can do. And then at number 20 here, I'm kind of interested to hear what you have to say, but I've got RJ Harley. I'm still a believer. He's still a guy that's electric, exciting, still has the early draft capital. And sure, Coleman's there, but I feel like he's more of that Dobbins, like just in case guy. But he's also a guy that, hey, just in case if RJ gets injured, he can also play that role. So he's a very versatile player.
yeah, I think I've made it clear what I think of RJ Harley. Yeah, that's not even close to what he sounded like last year. Maybe like
not in the snow. Not in the snow.
Maybe get like a little Vespa noise for him, like a little wee. I mean, my thing with RJ Harvey is I have one share of him, and I'm trying to dump him off on somebody and just get what I can. I think the hype is at its peak for the fact that he had the chance, he had all the opportunity in the world. I mean, Dobbins goes down again last year.
Poor man.
Poor man. He could have easily just stepped in that role and showed, hey, I'm that guy. And the Broncos could have said, we're happy. We've got Harvey. We don't need to go get anybody else. Well, they decided to re-sign J.K. Dobbins. They went and drafted the running back and who we liked in Jonah Coleman. And so I'm not convinced that the Broncos
should have been Super Bowl team. They should have been a Super Bowl team. Let's face it. Freaking Nick's getting hurt on like the last play of the game. Nobody even seen it happen. And then boop, they're gone.
And I did, remember? Do you remember that? I said, how funny would it be if he got hurt on that play? And then
don't say that again.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Broncos fans. I'm sorry, but it did happen. I did that, and I apologize.
Isn't there like I know what movie it was. It was Surf Ninjas, and it was what the heck was his name? Rob Schneider. He's like, I said, what if this happens? And then something happens. I'm psychic. I made it happen. It's my fault.
I can't say I've ever seen that. Surf Ninjas.
Surf Ninjas.
All right.
Early 1990s movie. It also has Keno from the Ninja Turtles 2 movie, the pizza delivery guy. He stars in Surf Ninjas.
Nice. I'll have to check it out now. All right, my next 5.
Wanzu!
So actually, I mean, what's crazy is our top 20s are probably all still pretty similar with some guys sprinkled in here, there, everywhere. But my next 5, 21, which I could really see climbing up the way this year, but that's Javonte Williams. 22 has not been updated since the news, but I'll probably keep him right here. Josh Jacobs, come on down. The Scranton Strangler. How has nobody given him that nickname yet? Oh, you heard it here first. If anyone tries to I'm trademarking it, copyright, Nobody else can take. No, if any other podcast calls this man the Scranton Strangler, we're coming at him. This is it. The Scranton Strangler himself, Josh Jacobs, 23, rootin' tootin', Bayshall tootin'. 24, RJ Harvey, 25, DeAndre Swift. I've shifted some guys around from what you had, but I mean, our top 25 similar. We just kind of flip-flopped guys around in our grouping and tiers.
Yep.
I've played I would say a little bit less risky card, maybe.
Sure. Yeah,
Maybe.
possibly. I've got Josh Jacobs all the way down at 38.
Oh,
I felt like he was already missing a step last year, and then with the news, he's not an asset that I want to hold on to. A guy that's already going to be 30 years old. I'm like, sorry, not sorry. I'm going to have Woody Marks ahead of you. I'm going to have Mike Washington ahead of you. I got Tyrone Tracy at 35. I have him ahead of him. I got Swift ahead of him. I Jonah Coleman, Brooks, Manungai, Sampson, Corum, Singleton, Gainwell, Montgomery, Williams, Henry, Hubbard, Scattaboo, and Irving. They're all ahead of Josh Jacobs.
you didn't tell me we were going through the whole list now.
I'm just trying to tell you, like, these are the guys that I'm taking over Josh Jacobs.
Over
For
the Scranton
everybody.
Strangler?
Over the Scranton Strangler.
Toby. Toby's the Scranton Strangler. No,
He is.
Nobody knew. It was actually Josh Jacobs all along.
And so we've gone through the top 30 here in Dynasty. Are there any values here? Once you get past like 30, who are some of the running backs that are on your list that you're still excited to draft?
Beyond 30, I got to give my 30 then.
Sure, yeah. Take us to 30 and then take us beyond.
Yeah, then I'll take you beyond. 26, Derrick Henry. 27, Chuba Hubbard. 28, David Montgomery. 29, J.K. Dobbins. 30, Blake Corum. So there is my top 30 running backs, some guys that you definitely want on your team. And beyond, here's the guys,
Beyond.
that I'm kind of excited for. And let me tell you, like, not in terms of I think they're going to be a long-term asset, but the 2-year window guys, especially this year, Rachaad White, man. This Washington backfield has done nothing. And I could easily see him getting just dump after dump because they have no wide receivers outside of Terry McLaurin. And so I think that's what they brought him in to do. I mean, Rachaad White is an incredible pass catcher. We saw him do it in Tampa Bay. And this team knew they don't have pass catching options. So that you got to be able to throw the ball. And I think that's what they're going to bring Rachaad White and have him in the role. And you can go get him for dirt cheap. I mean, nobody's caught on yet. Everybody loved him at one point in time. He fell off the wagon and everybody just left him to die. And I think at this point, you don't have to give up much to go. Like, he could be a toss and honestly, probably in a trade. And I think he's going to return some serious value for you this year. Another one is just somebody that, if the manager has been sitting on him for the past 2 years and ready to be done with them.
Marshawn Lloyd?
Never will I ever be done with him. That man will die on my team at this point. Not from me. Not from me, good sir. You will not get him from me.
Going down with the ship.
You've got him in the similar spot as I do. But Jonathan Brooks, he was a second-round pick for the Carolina Panthers. And there might be some people that are like, he's going to be playing this year. I'm going to sell him off the hype. And that hype is like, maybe a second-round pick. Woohoo. Like, if you're a contender and you're going to have a late second, everybody's excited for this 2027 draft class. They're like, I'm going to hang on to my 2027 second until I die, until next year. It's like, sure, as good as a draft class as it has ever been. Like, you can think of the greatest draft class ever. And the chance of hitting at the end of a second is so slim that, like, if I'm a contender and I can just go and say, hey, give me Jonathan Brooks, and he might, carve out a role this year, I'd be pretty happy with doing that, just because, there's nobody else behind him and Chuba Hubbard. I mean, nobody.
Oh, Trevor.
Who?
Trevor Etienne.
I'm going to say it again. Who? Did he touch the field last year? I thought that man was playing soccer. He was out on the pitch, not the football field.
So I did exactly what you were saying, only I did it in this year's draft class. So I was able to
even better.
I was able to trade a late second-round pick for Jonathan Brooks plus a 2026 third.
Oh, incredible. Beautiful flop because he was kudos to you. Perfect.
Multiple spots. Nobody wanted Jonathan Brooks.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Now the hype's starting to catch up, and it's like, oh, well, maybe I should hold on to Jonathan Brooks.
Hype is starting to catch up, but I mean, especially it's just, he was a second-round pick. They did invest into him, so I think he's going to get his opportunity. And it sounded like more to me like it was just kind of like a botched, like he didn't re-tear it. It sounds like it was more of like a botched like recovery, like the cadaver or whatever they did just didn't take.
Sometimes it doesn't take, yeah.
And sometimes like out of those surgeries, some of them don't. It's actually probably more common than what people know about those procedures just not taking. Like I had a friend in high school, his first surgery didn't take, second surgery didn't take, and I think his third surgery finally took, and then he retore it.
They'd have to do imaging in order to see if they actually take or not. The knee joint can still become stable without having the ligament. There's, another guy on the team, Spears, Tajay Spears. He's just running around with one ACL. He has a torn ACL. He's able to control his knee. He has been in the league for 3 years, and he's never injured that knee, as far as I know.
Well, it's because he doesn't play, but
no, that's part of the problem. But there's still people that are really like, "Yay, Spears!" Not me.
I don't. I like
this guy.
I like the hype before, but I think Nick Singleton has killed that vibe for me.
So a couple of players kind of between my 30 to 50 range that I think are interesting. Tyrone Tracy, especially to start the year with Scadaboo's injury. I think he's an interesting and exciting kind of piece there because then again, who are they throwing to? Who's going to get the ball? Tyrone Tracy. He can be electric with the ball in his hands. I think Woody Marks is still somewhat interesting, even though they got Montgomery, because I think he's a good pass catching back. When he came out, I think he had a season where he had 70 receptions back in college. It was something ungodly. So he's a guy that has some good hands. I like your Rashad White take, but I'll take it a step further. And Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, you can get him for absolutely nothing right now. People were let down by him. He sneakily had 800 yards rushing last year. He had a lot of touchdowns, and that was on a team that was without Daniels for most of the season. And so he didn't have the opportunities to have all those scoring drives like they would have had if Daniels would have been in. Now they kind of have a committee going, and you just want a piece of this offense. So any of the running backs that are in the backfield, you can get them super cheap. I think they're all pretty interesting. I don't know if I'm going to say exciting, but they're all pretty interesting to have. And it's kind of like the what if approach, kind of the wait and see approach. And then at that number 51 or number 50 rather, Caleb Johnson. And you said it, you just early. You may not be wrong, but you might just be a little early.
You got him at 50?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Where
do you have him?
Oh, he's down at 72 for me.
Oh, he's way down there?
And I love him. Oh yeah.
Oh man, I guess I didn't realize that. I guess that's maybe it's my Hawkeye background that I got Caleb Johnson up at 50. I got him 2 spots ahead. I got him right ahead of Sean Tucker, LaQuint Allen, Katron Allen, the other running back with Washington. And then I'm a DJ Giddens guy, man. I really like DJ Giddens, but the dude just didn't even hardly touch the ball last year. So I'm really concerned about DJ Giddens. So I can't have him as a sneaky player, but he's still a guy. You still want the guy that's behind Taylor because he's not always been a bill of full health either.
Yeah. I like that. I do need to update this because I would put Caleb Johnson a little bit higher with the news that he has at least been, running at practice and in the drills. I figured he'd just be off on the side, picking flowers for the coach's wife. But he's at least playing football with the team, so that's good news. There's life. Two names I just want to throw out. We already talked about one of them though. So Ollie Gordon though, I think would absolutely be a great handcuff to have this year. Someone you can get cheaper than dirt.
What number is he on yours?
Ollie Gordon?
Yeah.
Ollie Gordon is 52 for me.
I got him at 65.
So,
but again, there's a lot of no-name players that are ahead of him. So
right.
He can take a huge jump.
Yeah, I do think he'd be a great handcuff just because, Devon Achane is not built to be gonna be getting the ball as much as he's gonna get this year, and he's gonna get just pummeled, the poor guy. Like, I'm already like preemptively feeling bad for him. The other name though is, it's a homer call out here, but Aaron Jones is getting old, man. And Damon Claiborne.
You're saying exactly what. Yes.
Damon Claiborne, baby.
Thank you. Yes.
I think you can have some excitement around him. Does he become anything? I don't know, but you don't have to give up anything for Damon Claiborne, and I think it could be fun.
The offseason, you got me thinking about Claiborne. I was off him initially, and you started to kind of push the needle. And then, with him landing with the Minnesota Vikings, granted, it was day 3, but it was a perfect landing spot for him for the Wake Forest product. The last 2 years, he led that offense. Our running back situation with the Minnesota Vikings is god-awful with Aaron Jones and Mason. Like, he couldn't have landed any better. And, you have him a lot lower, a little bit lower than me here. You got him at 59. I have him all the way up at 43. And again, there's guys that can kind of get shuffled and moved around and whatnot. But I'm just trying to say, like, you pushed me to liking this guy. And, like, I couldn't get enough of him in my rookie drafts.
I'm telling you, he's great for what, like, the opportunity present for him is just an Aaron Jones injury away, which happens all the time, because he would be the more electric back compared to Jordan Mason. He would be the more change of pace, electric pass catching, where Jordan Mason's going to be, the between the 20s goal line kind of stuff. So just an exciting name that you don't have to pay much for. And if he becomes something, awesome. If he becomes nothing, I have no problems clicking that drop button next year, except for he's on the Vikings, so I still might have problems.
Are you going to try and trade him right away once he starts to show his true potential?
Depends on what people would offer. And if I'm a contender, I'm not moving any running backs off my roster.
That's what I did last year. I could have sold Woody Marks for a pretty handy piece as early as I think it was it would have been a late 2026 first, but it was against a contender in a league that he didn't have any running backs. So I was like, hey, this guy's handcuffed. He didn't make it very far, and I was able to get into the finals in the championship. But then I was like, oh, well, now it's too late to sell him Woody Marks.
Yeah, that ship has sailed.
That ship has sailed. But I love that we ended with the Minnesota Vikings running back. That's Claiborne. And I think that's a good way to end the show, Colton. With the whole skull chant, like, heck yeah. It's getting really kind of scary now, Colton, though, with the Minnesota Vikings. I'll just kind of end with that. I'm starting to get a little excited, and I'm a little scared about the Vikings.
That is the nature of it. It's just a roller coaster of emotions, really.
But I hope you guys all enjoyed the program. That was our Dynasty running back rankings with a lot of news because we missed out these last 2 weeks. Next time, Colton, do you want to do wide receiver or do you want to go into the tight ends first for our Dynasty rankings?
Let's go wide receivers. Let's give the people what they want. Give them what they want.
Wide receivers it is. We'll be doing that next week. You stay tuned to the Fantasy Football Healers. Don't forget to check out the FantasyHolics.com, and you can find us at FF Healers and at FF Captain 22 on Twitter X. Thanks for listening.
Salud.